Welcome back to Caitlin's commentary. I have not posted on this channel for a long time. So maybe with quarantine that will change. I am here with my friend Makiah Stacy.
Aww.
We are both fans of My Hero Academia. At this point, who isn't? Honestly,
if you're not, get on the bandwagon. Like, what are you doing?
Just get on. Today we are here to rank our least favorite to most favorite My Hero Academia openings. And neither of us know what our favorites are or what our least favorites are. So this should be
spicy.
Yes, spicy. So I'm so sorry. So this should be pretty interesting. Let's start with number 7, our least favorite opening. My number 7 is opening 5, Make My Story.
Oh, it was
okay. Wait, what's yours?
I don't know how to pronounce it. It's like Sora Ni Utaeba.
Oh, Sora Ni Utaeba.
Yeah, there you go.
That Japanese class coming in handy.
I'm American.
Okay, what about this one made you put it at number 7?
It was like, okay, so the arc, I'm not gonna spoil it, but the arc is like pretty big. It's when like Stain came to be. And I just feel like it was weak with like the drama and like, I don't know, it just didn't fit. Like, it didn't make me want to watch to see what happened next. I forgot it existed when I was going through the lineup of them on YouTube. I was like, what is this? And then I was like, oh yeah, I skipped this one like almost every episode.
I had Make My Story as mine. As an arc, I think this was my least favorite arc. I just feel like it wasn't the most interesting to me. Like, Make My Story. I think it's kind of visually, there's not a whole lot going on. It shows a lot of like the other students that they have to come up against to get this license, and I don't really like them all that much. So
number 6 is Make My Story.
Oh, hey.
The arc is the licensing exam, and the like name of the song is Make My Story. So now they're starting to get the thing where like they can start working on hero work, and they're starting to make their story. So it made sense for it to go with that arc. It fit really well with like the mindset of that arc. I just didn't like it, but I liked it more than my last one. My friends and I made an anime playlist. And it's in there, but like if it comes up, I usually skip it like 8 times out of 10.
My number 6, is Starmaker.
What?
Yes, opening 7. Oh. I know this is I knew I was stirring the pot with this one. I think the color, like all the color filters, it's kind of got like a comic book sort of like handled color thing going on, and I think that's really interesting, and I like it, but I feel like it doesn't really fit with a lot of like the tone of the series, especially because of where it leaves off. Now I'm not gonna spoil, but literally the episode before this opening is introduced.
You're like crying at the end of that episode, and then you get like this.
You're literally bawling, and then the next episode it's like I'm over here like crying, like what's going on? So the opening that for me is my 5th favorite is Sora Ni Utaeba. And I put it there. I really like the song. I really like the arc. Like the arc is so good. Like you mentioned before, it's got Stain, and that's when things really start to get like, ooh, okay, like this hero stuff, like the villains start to become more believable, I feel. So right. I really like that.
Like I do like Stain. Like I feel like that's so cursed to say, but I do like Stain, and I do like his mentality, because for a second there, you're like, okay, they're letting these random kids train to be heroes, and some of these kids don't belong in this class. Like, that's just, I'm just gonna be completely honest. And for Stain to like come in and like, not to sound like someone living in 2020, but vibe check everybody real quick was like, he's onto something. Like, yeah, maybe you don't deserve to be a hero. Have you thought about that?
Visually, there's not a whole lot going on. I think I
Right.
really love the opening sequence where it's like, where All Might is like in the sky, and then he comes down, and then like Deku's like, oh, All Might, and like they both like look at each other, and it's just like, I really like that. And
Right.
there's some moments in there that I really enjoy, but even the end, like Deku like holds out his hand and it's like electric, and then like he closes it, and then like it's like all the students are around him. Woogie woogie woogie. That's mine. What's yours?
Polaris. I think it fits the drama of the arc, which is like you cry through like 99% of it. It doesn't like when you listen to it, you're not like, oh boy, I'm sad now. It's like, I'm still intrigued and I still want to watch, but I know something's going to happen eventually. And I usually, like, I skipped part of it, but after the part where, like, it pans through the entire class and then there's Bakugo standing on, like, the side looking, like, really feral, I loved it.
I know exactly what you're talking about.
I think that's why I like it so much, because usually when I'd, like, get past that part, I'd be like, yeah, I'll just watch the whole thing.
This leads perfectly into my number 4. My number 4 opening is Polaris. Polaris. Polar Express. Polar Express, yes. And I agree with you. I think it fits the mood of the arc pretty well. Like, it's emotional. It starts off a little slow, and then it goes into oh man, and then like everyone's flying in the sky. I love it. I think the part that really sells it for me is the part where Eri is like falling in the sky, and then Deku. That part gets me every single time.
My number 4 is Starmaker, and I think it's like really cute, and it's a good change of like, I wish it wasn't such a sudden change, but it's a good change of like, all this bad stuff just happened, like your heart is broken, but now, just like the kids, we need to move on. We have to move on quickly. The school festival means a lot to Class A right now because they have a goal, and that goal like is detrimental for them to come from like, I have almost no hope to like, I barely made it, and go from that to like happy upbeat and was weird, but it was needed. Yeah, these kids almost died, but like they're getting over it, so maybe we should try and like, you know, be happy for them that they're trying to work through their feelings.
Well, we are on to the final 3. Make My Story, Starmaker, Polar, that one, and Sora Ni Utaeba. Those have all been in our least favorite 4. So it'll be interesting to see how these last 3 shake out. What is your 3rd favorite opening?
Odd Future.
Okay.
It's not your 3rd.
It's not.
It's like very catchy and very upbeat, and it didn't like, the arc is like kind of serious, like things start happening, things start going like into motion now, and you're like, oh boy, they're gonna have to be heroes in this art, and it didn't fit it, but like it made me want to watch because it was like a bop, and I was like, oh, this is like kind of good, I'm into it, I'm watching the visuals, like you've got my attention, so now I'm just gonna finish the episode.
Mine is opening 2, Peace Sign.
Oh,
I know, what a shocker. The last 3 for me, but my top 3, it could have gone any which way. It really could have. But I think I put Peace Sign here because I love the visuals, okay? Like, I love them all. Like, it starts off and like they're all just kind of stretching. Yeah. Like, I'm just like, ooh, yes. Oh, yes. And then Todoroki. Ooh. The Todoroki visuals in this one are unmatched. Okay? Like, when he's stretching, and then he turns, I'm like, okay, so Yeah, I really enjoy, because this is when Todoroki starts to confront, you know, the conflict that he has with his father, and his mother, and like his ice, you know, fire, icy boy.
That boy's costume for like the first 2 seasons, I was like, Lord Jesus, fix it. Fix it. Why are you looking like that?
Yeah, oh my gosh. I think the thing that put it at number 3 for me is that visually it's not as exciting. It's a solid opening. So solid. I think that it's just not as visually, like, there's not as much going on. My second favorite one is opening 1, The Day.
How did we have the same?
Yay! We have one.
I told you one of them.
There's just something about that guitar riff, okay? Yeah. Like, that guitar riff is just so, it's so memorable.
Yeah.
It was a great introduction to the show. It's exciting, it's inspiring, it makes you want to like run a mile. And you get to see all the students kind of in the sky and showing off their quirks.
I think why it's my number 2. It could have been number 1 too, but like when I started watching this, it was in a hotel room in Ohio, and I was at a rifle meet, and my friend Lindsay was like, let's watch something. And so we brought up Hulu, and she was like, oh, let's watch this My Hero Academia thing. And I was like, I don't want to watch no stupid anime with no stupid kids. And then she turned it on, and like the opening was like, I could get into this. And like here we are, season 4, and I'm like probably one of the biggest fans.
Now you're like a big fan, and it's all because of that opening. It got you hooked. It got you hooked. So
it's like so upbeat, and like the visuals, like why isn't this my number 1? Now that I'm talking about it more. The visuals with like flashing through every character, and then like the plus ultra, and then like the go beyond. I'm like, wow, this is like kind of cool, even though it's about kids. And like I'm still, when I watched that opening, like my friend just started watching it, I was watching it with her, and I was like, this brings back like so many good memories. Like even if it was just binge watching half of season 1 in a hotel room in Ohio, like that was such a good time, and like even from like the first season, I was like, this anime might change my life. Even as like I was 18 back then, but like as an adult now, it even like teaches me lessons. And they're like 16-year-old kids teaching me lessons, and I'm like, this is good. Everybody should watch this. And it all starts from that one flashy and the guitar riff, and you're like, yeah, they're onto something.
Drum roll. Time for our absolute favorite My Hero Academia opening. Mine is opening 3, Odd Future. I settled on these key things. The first is that the song, I think, is the most interesting song. And I say interesting not to necessarily say like the best song. I mean, I think it clearly is because it's number 1. But I think it's not, a lot of the other My Hero openings are like rock-ish. This one is the only one that's more of a like pop kind of EDM vibe, and I think that makes it unique, and so it stands out to me. Man, and some of the parts just kind of go hard, like where he's like, what's going on?
You're like, what is going on? Oh.
I'm like, what is? I really enjoy how like at the end, towards the end, where it starts to like, the guitar comes in and the drums start, and then like it's All Might just like his face is like he's like facing All for One, and he like his eyes are like blue, and like it's like psh, and I'm like, whoa.
You like, you know it's about to go down.
Red Riot, you get to see him like he like is like breaking through the ground at one point, like he gets rid of the visual. Todoroki, he like is flying through the air, and he punches with like his fire, and I was like, whoa. And then like Deku is like, you know, like he's really got the whole full cowling thing going. It's got the visuals, it's got the song, it's really interesting, and I think it has really cool features The characters I love. Anything, honestly, it's kind of funny because all the ones that are in like my top 3 have like really good Todoroki visuals. What is your number 1?
It has to be. Now that we talked about the day, I am doubting myself, but I think I'll stick with Peace Sign. With this in my playlist, when it comes on, I'm just like, oh, I could like fight somebody right now in like the good way,
in a hero way.
Or like, to put it better, it's like if I was walking downtown and this came on, it's like one of those songs that you see in movies where people are like skipping and like running through the town and having like a good time. It's like that, and I think the song fits the arc really well, and it gets you excited because like these kids have to like overcome each other, and that's okay because like at the end they're still gonna be friends, even if one like almost kills the other. They're still gonna be friends. And it's very catchy, and it's very upbeat. And I can understand why you like Odd Future, because you listen to like a lot of K-pop, which isn't bad. Like I stand K-pop, but I listen to a lot of like rock or like alternative music. So with like that contrast, I can understand why our like number 1s are different.
Well, we did it. We went through our top 7 openings and we didn't kill each other. So I'm very glad. Thanks for watching. I hope you enjoyed. If you are a My Hero fan, feel free to comment, make your own list. I love comparing and just seeing like what other people like. Go beyond. Wait, no.
Go Beyond plus Ultra?
Go Beyond plus Ultra. I needed help with that. I'm so sorry.
Go Ultra plus Beyond.